Geek World!
Hey guys, I'm Anime.
I'm Dave.
So on this episode of Geek World Radio, we're going to talk about the fact that the brand new trailer for RoboCop came out, and there is a lot of debate going on the web right now about it.
Yes.
So we're going to give you our take on what's going on and what we think about it, and you guys can make your comments right down there.
It's true. You know, the thing is, Anime, I love RoboCop. The
Yes.
original RoboCop from the late 80s is, I think, one of the best movies of the 80s, one of the best sci-fi movies ever. It's so good. It's so cool. Paul Verhoeven did a great job. We actually watched it recently because, you know, we're kind of psyched up now because this new RoboCop's come out in 2014.
Right.
And I gotta be honest, I think a lot of people have been really worried about it, but I kind of dug the trailer.
Yeah, I did too. Now, RoboCop itself is, in a lot of ways, it still holds up.
Yes.
But there is a lot about that movie that, you know, based on the way that technology actually went, doesn't really still work for now. And the way that this new movie is going sort of keeps that in mind.
It's true, you know, and nothing else, too. It's like, it's so 80s, too.
That's,
like, in
yeah.
the way people dress.
The hair.
Exactly. So, yeah, it is very dated, certainly in some ways. Though it is a very, very strong movie. But you're right, technology has changed, and that's kind of what's cool about this new movie. Basically, this is the vision of a future world not too far away from now, where basically drones have been replaced by robots all over the world, and they're fighting wars. And because people are coming back hurt, wars just keep on going and going and going. And there's all kinds of scenes, apparently, like in Iran with all these robots, you know, fighting these wars against people. But Omnicorp, which of course is the OCP of this movie, they can't get robots in America. People don't want robots in law enforcement.
Right.
And of course, because Omnicorp is a super evil corporation, just like OCP, they're trying to find a loophole around that.
Right.
And that's by basically making a man into a machine, thus RoboCop.
Yeah, and so, you know, what you can see from the trailer is that in this case, RoboCop is more of a man. He's not as robotic, you know, he seems to know from the start that he is who he is. He doesn't have to be reminded of it by Lewis.
Exactly. I mean, it's massively different in that way. I mean, the fact that, he's like, what did you do to me? You know, in the trailer, and he grabs the scientist by the neck. The fact is, Alex Murphy is Alex Murphy.
Yes.
It's not like RoboCop, where they took this guy who essentially died, wiped his memory, and then he sort of is remembering himself, you know, in a Bioshock-like fashion as time goes on. But at the end of the day, you know, he was a machine who had to remember to be a man. This is a man who needs to live with being a machine. And so it's very different.
You know, it's funny because from what I'm seeing in the trailer, parts of this movie obviously are very much like what RoboCop was. Parts of it also remind me sort of Darkman.
Yes!
Now,
well, certainly with all the burns all over his body.
Not just that, but do you remember in Darkman at the hospital?
Yes.
When they're showing, the interns or whatever, and then, you know,
poking
look at
him
this
with
guy.
stuff.
They're poking him with, with a sharp stick and going, look, we made it so this guy can't feel anything anymore. And sure, they saved his life, sort of.
Yeah.
You know, but they've sort of done something to him that really changed what his nature is. And one of the interns is like, but what will that do to his emotional state? To which the person essentially replies, and they walk on.
He'll probably go mad, who knows?
You know, but
Shoot the elephant! Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing, you know, having this kind of change happen to somebody will severely impact their emotional state, and it's kind of what they seem to be dealing with in this new RoboCop. It is very much about the man and not just about the machine.
It's true, you know, in the original movie, as much as I love it, really, Alex Murphy's just a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you hardly meet him before he gets gunned down and turned into RoboCop. We never actually meet his wife or his kid, only in flashback memories. So really, he could be kind of any guy. You know, as far as we know, he could have been like a serial killer who left like a trail of hookers down Route 66 and is just pretending to be a cop, you know?
Well,
we're just supposed to believe he's a good guy.
Well, he says that he's a good guy and he wants to be a hero for his son, and that's why he just wants to be just like the TV hero that flips his gun around.
TJ Laser! So basically, the director of this new movie, Jose Padilla, basically has said that he wants to go ahead and make it more about becoming RoboCop. More about, you know, this man dealing with this stuff. He says it takes a while in the film to become RoboCop.
Right.
But also in the trailer, you know, we see the things where basically, you know, he believes he is controlling himself, but actually Omnicorp is controlling him. But of course, in the trailer they reveal that he's changing the programming.
Yeah.
He's getting all Neo up in here. He's getting all Sia fourth directive.
Now, let's be clear. I don't always agree with remakes or reboots of things. You know, I don't think that it's always a good idea.
Yeah.
And for so many of us, RoboCop is kind of a beloved movie.
For sure.
But, you know, it doesn't mean that there's not room to sort of change the story, change the narrative, and create something new from an amazing movie. And the hope is, for I think both of us, that this might encourage some younger kids to go back and watch the original.
Yeah, for me, this movie doesn't infringe on the original, and my biggest hope is that it's really good. Because at the end of the day, the original will always be great. This is slightly different. And on top of that, RoboCop was always sort of a way to do an original superhero, like Darkman. And so, you know, there were 2 other RoboCop movies after RoboCop 1.
Right.
So the thing is, at the end of the day, it's not there's just one movie, how could you do this? It's a franchise that's now being rebooted. So I'm actually really excited about this. I thought the trailer looked really cool. I like some of the stuff they kept, like the gun that was in his thigh. The cast is amazing. I mean, along with Joel Kinnaman, who plays RoboCop, Abby Cornish, who plays his wife, Gary Oldman's going to play the scientist that makes him. Michael Keaton is going to play the guy who runs Omnicorp. Samuel L. Jackson is going to play a conservative media mogul who's going to sort of replace those really great commercials that they had in the original movie. And so, I mean, I don't know. It looks kind of cool. I mean, I like that in most of the trailer he's in the silver costume because the black costume still looks a little weird to me. But, you know, whatever.
I like that they clearly added the RoboCop sounds specifically to the trailer. I am almost certain that, at least for most of the movie, you will not be hearing any of those sounds. Maybe in some of it, but I don't think you're going to be hearing that, you know?
Well, yeah, especially because he's like...
he's supposed to be stealthy and stuff.
Exactly. You know, I'm really psyched about the way the Ed 209 looks. It's sort of like a version of the Ed 209 from the original movie, and those great, like, giant monster things from the Metal Gear series.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm reserving judgment. It looks like it could be kind of cool. It's a bummer they don't have, like, the Lewis character in this.
Yeah,
she was a really cool, like, tough, you know, female character.
Yeah, or maybe there is, and they just didn't show it at all. But yeah, it seems like they sort of replaced that with having the wife be his sort of emotional stability, whereas Lewis was in the original one.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
And also, you know, a big part of the original movie is this revenge story. You know, it's like the Crow. You know, he's going after these guys who killed him.
Yeah.
And in this, you know, it's like a car bomb. And so, you know, who knows how the revenge thing is going to, you know, if that's even going to be part of it
or
or
if
not.
it's just him going to be a hero because he realizes that he's being controlled and maybe killing people he shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's almost like this... The one thing, this does seem like almost like they're doing more of an origin story of a superhero like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Unlike the original movie, where, you know, if nothing else, Paul Verhoeven said he wanted to make the American Jesus. You know what I mean?
I do have to say one thing, though. Okay, I'm totally cool with the fact that they didn't replace his hand, you know, that they didn't just chop it off like they did in the last one.
You know he's gonna lose it, right?
But that's the thing. It's like, you'd think they'd at least give him some sort of protective glove or something. I mean, really?
Well, I like that that's sort of a reference to the original movie with that famous line with Miguel Ferrer's like, lose the arm.
Yeah.
By the way, Miguel Ferrer is gonna be in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. Either way, guys, I'm actually starting to get pretty excited about this. I think it'd be really cool. At the end of the day, like you said, Anime, if this means that kids are going to know who RoboCop is and then maybe later on see the original, then it's okay by me to remake this movie. Either way, it's not going to be out till next year, so I guess we'll keep on seeing trailers and, you know, keep on talking about this stuff.
And, you know, and when it comes out, then we'll decide whether or not it's good or not.
Exactly. What do you guys think about the trailer? What do you think about the costume? Do you think this is going to be awesome? Do you think it's a bad idea? Let us know in the comments down below. Either way, thanks so much for watching. If you want to listen to our radio show, we're on every week on Indie 100 and The Point.
And if you want to get in touch with us, you can send us an email to geekworldradio@yahoo.com, and be sure to check out our website, geekworldradio.com.
Hey, Anime.
What?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Bye.